Today is Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. It is also day 401 of WebDev, and today I'm here on Spline again because I want to create another 3D model for my site. So I'm going to do something like this. Let me just pull it up real quick. So it's just a simple landing page with a 3D model I made in Spline. And yeah, and I want to kind of do something different today, so let's see if I could do that. If not, that's fine. First, I'll change the background color to white, so I'll just go down here, do FFF, or not. Okay, hashtag FFF. Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Alright, and then I'm going to delete this, so I'll right click and then just cut it. And then I'll add a shape, so let's see. I haven't done a torus yet, so maybe that would be cool. Could do that. Rotate it also. I wonder how. Okay, so Alt, so I could orbit around. Let me go to the preview, which is what I'm going to be seeing. Kind of want to shrink it down. So that's good. And then there's some settings here that I can tweak. So the size, the tube size, which I don't even see anything happening there. The slice. Okay, so that's really nice. I can make letters with this, honestly. So that's good. The corners could be round. Just really cool. I'm gonna add a bevel there. Just really nice. I could then do, let's see, what's another thing I could do? A cylinder is one of my favorites. Let me just rotate it a little bit. And then go here and just do Alt so I could see it real quick. Make it a little bit hollow, like that. Increase the corners so it's like a bevel there. So it's looking something like that, and then I could definitely rotate it this way. Something like that. And then my favorite one is the helix, because it kind of gives like hierarchy to everything. Go ahead and just move it this way. And then, let's see, I'll just go into the properties a bit and just increase the path radius to make it thicker. Something like that. And then, where's the corners? Over here. Bevel. Alright. And then I would also do, I said I was going to do something different, but this is the same thing. Oh my god, there's a bunny. Where's the bunny? Oh, the bunny. It's right there. Can't really see it though. It's really cute. Alright, let me X out of that though. So cut that, and then let's do, I've never done a torus knot. How about a cone? I could do a cone like that. Just bring it this way. I'm trying to move it, it's like not moving. Alright, and then I would maybe just increase corner size. Let's see the corners here. Something like 10. And then I would just want to try to bring it down here. Bring it up a bit. Do Alt. It's not even close. Just bring it this way. And then, let's see, that's good. Let me go to the reset value. So that's what I'm going to end up seeing. So I would just probably increase that and then rotate it a bit, kind of like this way, and just move it a little bit this way. And let me go to colors to get a nice color palette. Let's see, we could do something like this maybe. So let me open this one up. Actually, I like this one better. Let me open this one in the generator. and then I'll just go and select the first color. I'll select the little torus down here in material. I'll click on the color box and just paste that in there, and it should change, which is pretty cool. I'll do the same for the helix. So color, under material, scroll down a bit and paste that in there, and then I'll do the same thing for this one over here. Just scroll down, paste that in the color, and then one over here as well. Have something like that, and then I could possibly maybe get a variation instead of this color because it's kind of close to the other one. I think that's good. Yeah, so that's one thing I could do. I could also maybe do a little bit more with this. Could also increase it down. I wish they had like scrolls so I don't have to like do this manually. Something like that maybe. And then definitely increase the size of it. Just bring it down a bit. Alright, so back to reset. This is what I'm going to be seeing. So now onto the animation part. So I'll start with the helix. Let's see. So if I want to add a state, I'm just going to rotate it. Nope, wrong way. Rotate it. Nope, that's also the wrong way. This way, beautiful. Alright, so that's kind of the state that I'm going for, and so base state is going to go back to how it was. So base state is how it was, and then state is like where it's going to go after I add an event that triggers that state. So probably like the start of your web page, or like whatever, when I like open up the web page, or when I open up this 3D model, it's just going to automatically go to that state, and that's when it's going to start. Or it could happen when I scroll my mouse up, or I scroll my mouse down, or when I hover over that specific object, which for some reason doesn't work for me. So I'll have to figure that thing out. But yeah, so for now I'll leave it as start. So if I run that, it should just move right as I'm starting. Alright, so that's one thing. And then let's look at this one. So I can add another state and then just rotate it. And then I could add an event that triggers that. So now if I run that, they're both gonna do their thing. And then I'll go back and add a state for this one, add an event that triggers that. Let me actually move this a bit. Rotating it could be good. Ooh, that's really cool. So now if I start that, that's amazing. And then this could definitely move. So if I do state, this one could definitely move a little bit more towards the right. And then this way. And then backwards. And then let's see what that looks like. Beautiful. It's really nice. I feel like this color is just not it. I could do another variation of this color, something like that, and just scroll down and add that color in there. I think that's better. Alright, and yeah, that's good. Now let me try to see something. If I were to just kind of scroll, I'm trying to see if I could have this happen when I hover. Let me look at other states. So I have the mouse up, so if I run this, literally nothing happens. It's so odd. Like none of the actual events are working. Toggle maybe? Nope, okay. I wonder, maybe I should read the documentation. So change to state, duration 1, delay 0, delay. Repeat. I wonder why that's not working. What about key up? That doesn't even work either. Is it me or like key up? None of these work for me. play sound, there's a scroll. Could happen when I scroll, but that doesn't even work. Mouse hover. I wonder why it doesn't work. It's so weird. Why aren't my what's the question I should ask? Events working in Spline. Okay, so I'm trying to bind a mouse event to a spline mesh component, but no matter what I do, the event never triggers. I have tried all that I can think of. Yeah, is this even, this is not Spline. Mouse events are enabled. You use spline mesh component has collision and blocking visibility. This is not it, but sure. Or maybe it was it, and I just can't read. Spline projection issues, spline tangent. Don't they have like a help section? Let me see. Because I've been trying to figure this out for days. I even like watched like a tutorial and I'm doing exactly the same thing. Spline docs maybe? Oh, I love that they have it on Notion. This is amazing. The future is Notion. Okay, what's new in Spline beta? Play mode, keyboard shortcuts. Okay. Interaction, animatable properties, events, and interactivity. Events enable you to change an object's state based on your input to the viewport. This is similar to how CSS or JS events work. Sure. Before creating a new event, make sure that you already have at least 2 states created for your object with different values. How to add a first event, select the object you want, go to the events, add plus, use the type drop down to switch to a different event. From the object drop down, choose a target object for the event. Whoa. Properties. Alright, the way the event gets triggered, the object that gets affected by the event, the target state to transition, if the event should return to its original starting point. No. Alright, I genuinely don't know what I'm doing wrong. Mouse down. Mouse up. A transition happens when the cursor hovers over an object. Let me try this. That doesn't work for me. Like, it's not happening. Like, that's not happening for me. So it's, let me look at the settings that they have. So mouse up and then, well, that's different. So it goes into a state and then they change it to mouse hover. They're currently on base state and then everything else is no and no. So mouse hover, the helix, the target, the helix, right? And then change the state. Let me be on state. Oh, now it works. Wait, is it working? Oh my god, I think it's working. It is. No way. Because I had to be on base state. Oh my god, it could have told me that. See what's good about reading documentation. Okay, let me just see if I can do this again. So mouse hover, right? Mouse hover. And then mouse hover again. And finally, mouse hover. So let me play that. Wow, it's working now. That's amazing. I don't want it to be too slow though. So how would I fix that duration? Let's see. Spring would be good. Maybe do the same thing for the rest of them. So spring, I don't want it to like ease in or ease out. And then spring. And then one more time, wrong thing. Transition, spring, and let me run this. Beautiful. Wow, this is amazing. Wow, I'm really proud of this. It's amazing. I should probably move this one though, because I don't want it to like connect. So let me move this one a little bit more upwards and more to the right, like this. Maybe this way, downwards. And when I do that, it's not really gonna go crazy. All right, I think that's really nice. All right, so I got my thing done. So now really easy to export, and then all I do is copy the embedded, and that's it. And now I go to CodePen and I do some real quick and fast layout. So first of all, today is day, this is where the real stuff starts. Day 401, I think. Hold up, what date is it? 23, 24, yeah. 401. I really do lose count. Okay, 401, and so doc type, right? So I let my browser know that, hey, I'm writing in HTML5, and then I have my HTML tags because I'm writing in HTML, so that should be self-explanatory. And then my two main tags, so head, think of it as like, you know, a person, head, and then the body. So the head is what you have, like, you, oh yeah, what a good example. So the head, right, is you don't ever see what's in somebody's head. It's like all the back-end information that just the computer is using to process like the information that you're putting in. But then the body, you do see what's on the body. Like you see that, you know, everything that you see on the screen is what's inside your body. And so same thing, kind of like a horrible analogy right now, but everything that you put on, like clothes, whatever, that's what a person sees. So similarly, anything that you see on the screen is what you see, is what you're, well, I can't even speak. It's what's going to be on, like, inside your body tags. All right, that was horrible, but let's continue. So I always start with a div. I give it a class container, and I'll worry about the head later, because that's annoying. And then I'll go to CSS, and then I'll do dot container to target that class, because you target classes with dot notation. I'll give it a border, 5 pixels, solid border, have it be black, and then I'll give it a height so I'm able to actually see 100 VH, okay? Which stands for vertical height of the screen. And then I notice that there's like some spacing around the border, so I'm just going to get rid of that by using the everything selector and defaulting the margin and padding to 0, because by default some browsers come with some margin and padding. So I'm going to get rid of that, and then I'll do box sizing, border box, and that basically, when you like are adding padding to like divs, instead of like resizing your divs, it's going to keep the same width and height of your div, and the padding is going to just affect the stuff that's inside. So it might shrink or it might get bigger, but the div itself won't get bigger. Possibly, okay? Don't quote me on that. Alright, and then let's see. So inside the container, I'm going to have a div, and I'm gonna have a class, and I don't even know if I want to do a header. I think I am gonna actually, do I want to do that? I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, why not? Let me do something different today. Even if I fail, it's okay. So I'll do div class header, and then I'll do div class showcase. And so inside the showcase is going to be my wrapper that's going to contain like the image and also the content. So I'm just going to do div class and then call it content, and this is going to contain like my title and whatnot. So it's going to be like h1, and then I don't even know, I'm just going to say heading for now, it doesn't really matter. And then I'll do a form so that someone can like put in their email or something, and inside a form I would have to do an input tag and then type email because it's going to be an email, and then placeholder is what's going to be inside that input, if I could spell that right, and I'll call it what am I calling it, email, duh. All right, and then that's it. And then onto the button, that's an a tag, so I'll do an a tag that has a reference to nowhere, so that's what the hashtag means. I'm going to call it button for now. And then after the content, it's just going to be the iframe, which I'm just going to paste from this over here, right? So that's it. Now I'm able to see it. Now let's put in some stuff here. So I'm just going to literally copy and paste this 5,000 times and just give everything a border. So header, what else do I have? I have a wrapper and I have content, and let me get rid of those heights. I don't want that to be the case. All right, so now everything has a border. I'll just change the colors to like purple, maybe red, blue, so I'm able to see stuff, right? So currently the header is purple, and I'll give that a height of 80 pixels, right? And then let me actually go back to my HTML. I didn't add anything to my header. So the header is going to contain the logo. So that's going to be class, actually. It's going to be ID logo. And then I'll just do an H1 in there, call it logo for now, and leave that how it is. And then it's also going to contain a nav bar. So that's going to be div class nav bar. I'm going to end that there. And a nav bar, which is a navigation bar, is going to consist of like a list of links. And so I'm going to do an unordered list, and each unordered list has a list item, which I would want to be an a tag that leads to nowhere for now, and that is labeled link because I can't think of anything as I'm writing HTML ever, so I always use things like button or heading, and then after I decide what to write. Okay, so that's it, and then I'll just go ahead and copy that 5,000 times. Probably make it a little bit easier to read. That would be great. Never mind, I give up. Okay. Alright, so that's that. So let me start with the header itself. So the header, I want both the logo and the navigation bar to be next to each other. So I can just give I can make the header a flex container. So by giving it a display of flex, and now everything within it is going to be in the same row, because by default, when you have a flex container, its flex direction is row. So all of the flex items within the header, or within the flex container, which in this case is the header, are going to be in the same row. So that includes the logo and the navigation bar. Okay, and then I would also do justify content space between, so that there's space between, right? It's a given. It's space between the navigation bar and the logo. Pretty cool. And then what I would do is I would give it a padding of 0 pixels top and bottom, but then maybe 40 pixels left and right, so that they're not all the way to the edge of the screen. Alright, that's that. And then we can see the same problem happening with the navigation bar. They're all in the same column, and I want them to be all in the same row. So I'll go and target the navigation bar. So I'll do nav bar, but specifically it's not the nav bar that I'm targeting, it's the UL, because that's where all of the links are. If you look at the HTML, let me go back. So if you look at the HTML, you have the navigation bar, but really that's not what contains the list items. It's the UL that does that. So I would go and target the UL from the nav bar, and then I would just set that to have a display of flex also. And then I would do a gap of maybe 2 EM, so that's equivalent to like let me think, 32 pixels maybe. Yeah, so that just puts a gap in between them. This is a flex property, by the way. You can't just do this without display flex. And then to get rid of the bullet points, it's a list item property, so I would have to target the list items, so navbar ULLI, and do list type and set that to none because currently it has bullet points. Not list type, what am I thinking? List style. And then to get rid of the text decoration, that is actually a link tag. So what I'll do to make things easier, because I don't want to rewrite code, I'll just do class and set that to link for all of my A tags. And I'll just paste that one in there, paste one in here, and one in here. And then I'll also include it in here And then I'll give this one an ID of BTN because I know I'm just going to change a few things about it later. So I would want to give it its own identifier so I could target it individually later. So now I can just do dot link, and any elements or any objects that have, well, not objects or elements, any elements that have a class of link are now going to fall under, or are going to have to, fall under these CSS rules, which first is text decoration is none. That's going to remove the underline that you see there. And then I would actually give it a background of maybe, I don't know, let me go to the color palettes here. What would be my color scheme? I could do like that color here. That would be good. Background, hashtag, paste that in there. All right. Actually, no, that wouldn't be good because the header itself, let me give the header a background of that color. And then let me give these a background of just white. So that would be hashtag FFF. And then padding, 10 pixels top and bottom, 20 pixels left and right. And then I would also just give the, let's see, I would give a border to the UL and the navigation bar so that I can actually see what's going on right now. So let me do that real quick, and I'll do like yellow and white. So clearly right now the reason that my links are all the way at the top is because the UL, which is the white border, or the white box, is all the way at the top. So I want my UL to be centered within the navigation bar, which is the yellow box. So I'll go to my navigation bar and I'll give that a display of flex so it becomes a flex container. And then I'll do justify content center and then align item center to center that within the navigation bar. Beautiful. Okay. And then I'll also change the color of the link. So let me go and do that. Set that to black. By the way, it has to be the A tag that you change the color. If you just change the color of the navigation bar, like you were to set like color purple, it wouldn't change the color of the link text because that's an A tag property specifically. So that's one thing I learned the hard way. Okay, and then that's literally it. Now let me just open it in debug mode so I can see it. All right, so that's what I'm looking at right now. So let me go to Google Fonts and get the font that I want. I always use Lato, so. So I already have it here. Just search up Lato, get the regular 400. I also use, wait, did I? Oh, okay. And then just copy the link, right? And then I just go into the head tag. This is where the head tag comes in. So again, I said I use this analogy of like the head being your like actual head. So it's like all the back end information. It's like, okay, like you got like a, like, how do I say this? Like you might have a shirt on, right? But that's like a red shirt. Like maybe you have a red shirt on and then no one knows where you got that shirt from, but your head knows where you got that shirt from. So bear with me. So the analogy here is when I use like a CSS rule to say, okay, I want my color or I want my text to have this font, no one knows where you're getting that font from, but like CSS needs to know, like you need to know though, like you need to know, and you know that because you have it in your head, like you're citing your sources. So like CSS now knows where you're getting that from, like you know where you're getting that shirt from. That's a horrible example, never mind, ignore that. The whole point, here's a better thing. You know how in English class you're like you have to cite your sources so your teacher knows where you're getting that information from? Same thing. CSS needs to know where you're getting the font from, so this is how you cite your sources. You put it in the head tag. Okay, I think that's better. All right, there we go, fix that one. All right, and then now I can go ahead and CSS and then copy that font family and just paste that inside the link, right? And now it's going to change the font real quick and you can see that happening. Beautiful. All right, now let's move on. So I have the logo. So the logo itself, let me do hashtag logo because it's an ID. So hashtag for IDs to target in CSS. Let me give it a border 5 pixels, solid border white. All right, so I want it to be display flex and then align items center. So it goes down, beautiful, and then I could do color white as well, and have that working for me there. And then I don't really know what I'm gonna end up having it say. So I'm just going to leave that for now. And I'm going to move on to the showcase. So for the showcase, I believe that is the red. Did I not do a showcase? No, but I didn't do a showcase. I did the header, and then I did, oh yeah, I did the showcase. I just never gave it a border. Isn't that great? I gave the wrapper a border though, right? But not the showcase. We need to give the showcase the border also. So I'll do showcase and give it a green border. All right, so that's the showcase. I need it to be 100% of the screen. So I'll give it a height of 100%, and it's going to get the height from its previous container, which is the literal container. And then, yeah, that would be good. And then I would probably go to the container, give it a height of min content. All right. I'll play around with that in a few seconds, or maybe not. Yeah, I'll play around with that later, but okay, so currently I have two things. I have the iframe, which is the spline thingy, and then I have the content, and I want them to be side by side. So what do? I go to its the container that's holding them, and that's the red box here. And so that is the wrapper, I believe, right? So I'll go to where I have the wrapper, and I'll just give that a display of flex so that by default the content and the iframe go next to each other. Beautiful. And then I'll go to the content and I'll give this a height. I can't do like 50. I can't 50%. It's all like already, yeah, so that wouldn't work. So I would probably have to do like 100 VH to get that happening there. And then also give it a certain width, maybe. Oh, okay, this is great. Let me do Control S and then reload. Alright, and then I would probably have to target the iframe also and give that a border because I can barely see what's going on with that. So border, 5 pixels, solid blue. Alright, and then, oh my god, that was a horrible idea because the other one's blue too. What's another color? I ran out of colors. Oh, brown. Okay. Alright, that's horrible because now it's like near red. What is wrong with me? Okay, I kid you not. Okay, pink maybe? This is so bad. Alright, whatever. I'm going to give the iframe a height of 100 VH as well. Alright, beautiful. And then not only that, let me save that and see what that's looking like so far. Okay, that's weird. That's weird. Okay, and then give the content also a width. So if I could find my content anywhere, any day now. So how do I do that? I could do 50% maybe. That works. Reload, okay. And then what I can do is, what can I do? Trying to figure this out right now. I don't know what's going on right now. Control, what is actually going on? Alright, reload. This is a mess. Like, I don't know what's going on. Reload, hello. Are you serious? Okay, there we go. Don't know why that was doing that. So, I'll go to the content and make that a Flex container. At this point, I make everything a Flex container, if you haven't noticed by now. And then, because again, Flex turns everything to be in the same row, I would have to overwrite that and have it be column. And then, let me target the hashtag BTN while I'm at it. Just change its background color to be that color. Let me just use my color picker real quick because I'm too lazy to scroll back up. Copy that, paste that in there. Alright, and then change the color to be white and the width to be, I don't know, 80 pixels, or is that too small? Alright, whatever. And then I could do text align center, which doesn't do anything. Isn't that great? Alright, how about 90 pixels? Alright, and then For the content itself, like the content H1 could have a font size of 4 vmin, way too small, so let's do 10. Alright, and then I need to come up with something. So maybe it's like gamify your classroom. So I'll do that maybe, and then I'll just change that to be over here. So I'll be like gamify. Is it gamify or gamify? Gamify your classroom. Gamify your classroom. Sure, whatever. And then I'll go to this one over here and just copy that CSS rule, which I don't even remember ever using. I usually use the other one, or maybe it's, oh, it is that one. Okay. I'll leave that there, and then not only will I do that, but I'll do dot content p, paste that in there too, but I don't have anything there. Oh my god, I didn't do a paragraph. Let me go do that right now. So I'll add a p tag and be like, explore the tools you can use, explore our gamification tools for a better education. Love that. We love coming up with things on the spot. Okay, moving on. I'll do that. That's okay. Let's just reload. Gamify your classroom. Definitely maybe want to have this be maybe 80-20. That works. And then I would have it be aligned at the center. So let me just bring it down. So align items center. Why is it the opposite? Justify content center. So that should bring that in the center. Beautiful. And then I'll go to the H1, give that some margin bottom so that there's space between the H1 and the paragraph of 20 pixels. And there's also the same thing over here. And then I would do the same thing for the form. Input, actually, put that in there also. And definitely give it a width of 100%. And then, let's see, I would give it a height to kind of increase the height 20 pixels. 25. 30. 50. Let me save that and see what that looks like. Alright. Sure. And then to increase the font size of the placeholder, I'll target it this way and then do font size maybe 20 pixels. Okay. Alright, and then just a little bit of margin from the top, or actually, is it from the top or from the bottom? 5 pixels. Whoops. Okay, padding, top 10 pixels. It's literally not moving. Oh, there we go. Alright, so reload. But I would have to do that for the input instead. I could do padding 10 pixels. And then it's gonna start there, and then I wouldn't need this. There we go. And then I would actually probably move this to be a little bit more. Oh no, that's 20 pixels. I wanted to talk about the font size, to change the font size. What do you mean talk about the font size? Alright, reload. So I think that's better. And then I'm going to definitely increase the button width. So probably do like 190. And then I'm just trying to, oh, actually, you know what's better? 50%, and then I'll create another button. Well, let me do text align first. Text align center. So it's at the center, and then I'll create another button real quick. That's going to be 50%. also. So I'll just copy this and create another button here. That's not that, okay. And give it an ID of BTN2. I'm very good with names, as you can clearly tell. So good. Not good at all. Anyway, so button 2, and then CSS, hashtag BTN2. Oh, at this point, I could just give it a class. I could also give it a class of BTN instead, honestly, because why not? Instead of doing this 2 times, I could do dot. Well, hold up. Let me do dot BTN here. Is that not what I put? BTN. Can they not have more than one class? Class link and then class BTN. You're joking. Of course. Great. They can have more than one class though. Oh, but oh, I see. This one doesn't. There we go. And then, oh, that's so weird. It's only taken in one class. That is so weird. Alright, it doesn't matter. I'll go back to how it was. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm just gonna leave it how it was. So, go back here, hashtag BTN, and then hashtag BTN2. And I would just copy this since it doesn't want to let me use classes or whatever. And then 50%, 50%. I probably should have put that in a div. So let me do that. So I'll do div, give it a class links, and end that there. Right, and then I'll go, and now it's like 50%, which is pretty cool, but I would have to actually, it's 50% of the current width of the links, so I would have to give that a width of 100% instead, so that it's going to take up 100% of the screen. If I see it doing that, which is not, okay, it is. Oh, it's because I have to do display flex. And then I could do justify content. What the heck? Anyway, gap 1em. Alright, and then now it's looking good. Alright, and then I would probably at this point just do some, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. What am I doing? I'm so lost. Oh, margin, yep. Sure. So I would want the content, which is, no, I would want the wrapper, which is the red box, to have some margin. So let me go and search for that somewhere and just give margin of maybe 20 pixels so that there's some space here. Or not. Okay, great. Am I targeting the wrong thing? I'm not, right? Margin, oh, it's because I spelt it wrong. There we go. Gamify your classroom, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Explore gamification tools for a better education. And then, let's see. Explore or sign up for, doesn't even make sense. Explore our gamification tools for a better education, or sign up for our weekly newsletter. Alright, so then one button is going to say explore, sign up. Alright, and then I think that's good. I don't know. And then let me see, I would then go and kind of figure out the hovering situation. So when I go to my CSS and then I'll do dot links, and when I hover over them, I want them to go a shade darker. So background, I'll just change that to E 6 times. So now when I hover over it, it turns a little, oh, hover state, forgot about that one. Alright, now when I hover over it, it's gonna turn little like grayish. Let me actually change what it says now. So the first one would be, I don't know, home. The last one is always contact, at least for me. Tools, or maybe our mission, and then tools, or maybe like get a quote, quotes. Maybe quotes should be after that. Alright, that's good. And then if I do this, it's not going to be that responsive because, yeah. But I could try to make it responsive. The red box, which is the wrapper, let me see. The wrapper, where is it? Okay, over here. I can give it a flex wrap of wrap so that the flex items wrap around each other when the screen gets too small, but then I would have to do some further, like, stuff here. It's going to be a problem. I would then have to do, let's see, justify content center, align items center. Alright, so then that would have to happen, and then I wouldn't want it to be so, like, this would be so small. I don't know why it shrinks, it's so odd. And then, yeah, like, I don't know why it shrinks. Let's see. And I don't want these to be too big. But I could also work on the hover for those. So that would be like hashtag BTN hover. So it would just turn like a background. I don't know why it's like, I have to like repeat myself. So probably like get a shader 2 times copy, and then just change that to that. And I would have to do the same thing for BTN2 because I don't know why it didn't let me add 2 classes. Alright, so now hover over, and that happens, so that's good. Gamify your classroom, I feel like that's way too like weird. And it's always going to be this way unless, you know what, I'd rather have that be a media query instead because I don't want it to always be this way. I need to see it like, you know, in the normal way. So let me go back and get rid of that flex wrapper. If I could ever find it. Where is my stuff? So unorganized. Okay. Just get rid of this stuff. Flex wrap. And then just go down here and add a media query real quick. So I'll do media. So when the max width hits, let's say like 800 pixels, I'll do dot wrapper, and then it could be like all that stuff. So that's good. But let me see if it works here. Perfect. So now when it hits 800 pixels, then I'll go down, which is good. Alright, and then the last thing, by the way, so what I wanted to mention is when you're using media queries, that is not going to happen on your mobile device unless you go to HTML and you put in a meta tag with the name, viewport, and you specify the content, so the width of the view of the content of the viewport, so the width of the viewport basically has to be equal to the device width. So the current width of the device that the person is using with an initial scale of 1.0. And basically what that does when you're on your mobile device, instead of giving you the desktop view, because you know how some like old websites you just see the desktop view of the sites instead of like the mobile version, it's going to give you the mobile version. So that's what this line allows to happen, if I spelled everything right. Initial scale 1.0 with device with viewport content. Okay, so basically it's saying about the viewport, the width has to be equal, or the width of the viewport has to be equal to the device width. So the width of your screen has to be equal to the width of your phone screen, right? Or the width of your site, whatever. Anyway, that's that. Gamify your classroom, blah, blah, blah. And if I do this, it'll end up looking like this, which is okay now. It's not too crazy. And even the stuff, what do you call the navigation bar, is fine. And then, let's see, the logo. What am I going to call this? Let's go to HTML. What's the logo going to be? Maybe like Gam Glam. Ooh, that's cute. Gam Glam. That sounds horrible though. Like Gamify Glam, but no. What could I say? Gamify, or like G-Learning, G-Learn, G-Lean, G-Learn. That's not how you spell it. G-Learn. No. How about like? Let me just go to Nameflix. Business generator. Learning, medium. Sure. Galileo. Oh, Galileo looks good. Galileo. Learner. Oh, nope. Did not mean to click that. Learnira. Learnix. That's a good one. I think maybe I'll do Learnix. So I'll do Learnix. And then save that. I'll be able to see that there. Reload. Alright, and then if I want to do some like interesting font, I could do that. So let me look at a font that might be good, or just search for one. I doubt I'll find one. Yep, nope, I'm not gonna find one. These are just very, maybe this one. I can add the regular 400 and then go back up here, just recopy this, and I would just honestly delete this because it's the same thing. It still holds all of the other tags, and then just copy that font family and then go to the logo. So Control F logo, and then just paste that within the logo and see if that works. Well, essentially I would have to do it logo H1, but whatever. So Learnix, I think that's fine. Okay, now it's time to remove the borders and see the final result. Very exciting, super exciting. I kind of want to like make a version with borders, so I'll call this with borders. So this is what do you call it? The teaching version. So now let me fork this. So basically it means making a copy, and then I'm going to get rid of this, and it's just going to be the final one, and I'll get rid of any borders that there are. So I can do Control F border, just get rid of that border, this border, the iframe border, this border, that border, this border, this one, the wrapper, so many borders, the links, the logo, and that's it. And this is the final result. No, it's not. Oh, never mind. Okay, that was the old one. This is the final result. Now, I see something really weird with this one real quick I have to fix. Definitely have to move it upwards and towards the right. So, what I'll do is I'll go to the wrapper, because I know that's where I put my stuff there. Nope, that's the wrong wrapper. There we go, margin. So probably instead of this, I'll do 20 pixels top and bottom, and then 30 pixels. Actually, let me do this. So it's kind of like a clock, so I'll specify each one. So it first starts at the top. I want like 10 pixels from the top. Then for the right, I want like 0 pixels. From the left, I want like 30 pixels. And from the bottom, like 0 pixels. So let's see what that gives me. Oh, that's even horrible. So from the top, right, left. It's literally not even moving. How weird. Did I do it wrong? Wait, it's top, right, bottom. Top, right, bottom. Oh. Left. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let me do like 50 pixels. So it's like a clock, right? So top, right, bottom, left. Alright, and then maybe, honestly, 100 pixels. Like, I don't even know why it's always like this. Gamify your classroom. Definitely get rid of this then from the top, because I don't want it to be, I want it to be maybe like negative 10 pixels from the top. So it goes towards more to the top, and then oh my god, then this happens, which really sucks. But I could fix that real quick. I'll fix that. So I'll do 20 pixels. So regardless, I wanted to maybe do like 50 pixels. Alright, and then I'll just do this real quick. Ready? So I'll go to the header and I'll give it a z index of 1, and I'll go to the iframe and I'll give that, or I could go to the showcase itself, which covers everything, and give that a z index of -1. Or not. Okay, let's see how we fix that then. Z index of -1, showcase 0. Why doesn't it work? So showcase 0 should be below the header. The header should be z index 2. Like, what do I need to do for this to go? Do I have to just specify the iframe? Great. Oh yes, because the showcase. Okay, so let me get rid of this and then go to the iframe, z index -1, see if that works. There we go. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay. So what just happened? Okay, reload. This thing just crashed on me. Alright, can I reload? Oh, here's a problem. Because I set it towards the back now, I can't access it because now the header's at the top, so that's another problem. Okay, so you know what we'll fix? I'll get rid of this, and I'll get rid of this, and what I'll do is I'll just go to the iframe and give it a margin top of 0. And that should bring things... Nope, wrong way. Oh, it says I didn't do pixel. Nope, wrong way. I'm literally all over the place. Okay, reload. There we go. And now it works. Just a little bit... Let's see, just a little bit towards the left would be good. So margin from the right, 20 pixels maybe. Okay, so that's good, I think. It's pretty good. Alright, and that's it for today. I'm gonna go now, see, so... Oh, you know what? No. Because the LearnX has to be aligned with the Gamify. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. So logo, let me go there, and then margin, well no, not the margin left for the logo, the header. So margin, so padding, it's not margin, it's padding. So I'll do padding, so top 0 pixels, right 40 pixels, bottom 0 pixels, and then from the left, like 60 pixels until it's aligned with the Gamify. Or like 100, like, hello. Alright, that's much better. Now it's aligned, perfect sense. And then let me just make sure it's responsive. Yikes. Alright, so for that, let me get rid of this. And then, oh actually no, this is how I had it before. So let me get rid of this and then open up a media query and just paste that into here. So header, paste that in there. There we go. Actually, maybe the problem is that it shouldn't be, oh, that it's in the middle, that's why. Alright, and then not only that, but let me go to the header and make sure that there is a gap of 1 EM between them. Okay, beautiful. And then notice that the font size is really responsive because I use vmin, which is that font size, hold on, vmin, which is like the vertical minimum, which is very responsive. So it just does the things for you. You don't have to do media queries. And yeah, that's it for today. And when I hover over it now, it works, right? So it, you know, it does its thing, which is really cute, super cool. Email works also, so I could do my email, smartybio@gmail.com, and then like explore or sign up. I probably should change the color of one of them because that's usually how it is, but whatever. gamify your classroom, explore gamification tools for a better education, or sign up for our weekly newsletter, blah, 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 Learnix, and then home, tools, quotes, contact. Okay, that's it for today. I'm gonna go. Bye.